Hi, this is SOHN. You're watching I Think I Like It on UTV.
Hello man, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very good. What do you know about Electric Castle Festival?
I know it's here.
Okay. What do you know about Romania?
Yeah, no, actually, this is the funny thing, because we have so many shows that what happens is you end up flying in and you know nothing, right, when you arrive, which is kind of insane because the amount that goes into every big festival, and everyone's working so hard on it, and then I just come in, I'm like, hey, cool, where can I sleep or whatever, you know. But yeah.
How are you feeling on stage when you sing in front of large crowds?
Pretty embarrassed, and I find a place in myself to just sort of close a door basically when I do it. So it's kind of like looking through glass in a way for me when I'm performing, and I just let myself get into what I'm doing, and like it's kind of like a bizarre, like sort of slow meditation where you're doing something physically but you're not really thinking about it, you're just kind of watching.
At the beginning of this year you've released Renan, but before that you've married,
Yeah.
you got a kid, and you've moved to LA.
Yeah.
How did that influence your new album?
It definitely did influence it, because for me it was knowing that my son was about to be born. Definitely there were things going on politically in the world where I was just getting more and more mad. I was getting really angry about it, because I guess before I knew that I had a child coming, I was kind of like, I would be critical of stuff, but I wasn't really that involved. But as soon as I knew that I had a kid coming, I was like, oh man, I can't let this world kind of get this insane. I have to try and do something. So definitely that. And yeah, and moving to sort of California had a different sort of impact on the sound and the way that the record kind of got made. But yeah, it became kind of a bit of a more political record actually, because probably I was getting more and more angry.
First you've done music in London, then in Vienna, then in LA. How these cities challenged you to make music, and what's different from London in Vienna?
Huge, it's huge. Like London's really competitive, and that's what I took from London, was this kind of real competitive edge to making music, which is not really actually part of making music at all, but it's part of getting into the industry and sort of trying to succeed, I suppose. Vienna was the opposite. Like I just turned all that stuff off, and it was a beautiful kind of cold, sort of lonely place in a great way, and that made a kind of cold, lonely record. Then I moved to Los Angeles, which was a lot more sort of bombastic, kind of a bit more pantomime, I guess, than Vienna. Now I live in Barcelona since 4 weeks, so I don't know what that means, but there's like a little house in the mountains that I have on the Pyrenees between France and Spain. So we'll see what that makes for the next record.
What's the hardest thing that you encounter in your career?
I think probably it's probably the same for everyone. I think criticism is really tough. It's really, really tough, because you come from a place where no one gives a shit about what you do, and then suddenly people really do. And then all you hear for like a year of your life is that what you do is amazing. And then all of a sudden you transition over to becoming an album artist, and suddenly you hear like both sides when you've just been like this for the last year, because no one writes about an upcoming artist that they don't like, right? You write about artists that are upcoming that you're like, oh my god, this is so great, and then of course they get to a point where they release a record, and then you've got people who would say they love a record, or people they would say they hate a record, whatever. I think I found it really difficult at the beginning to compartmentalize the idea that if you allow your ego to take all of the positive stuff, you have to be prepared to balance it with the negative stuff you're about to hear, because otherwise that just means that you just think that you're amazing, and that's it, right? And I definitely, like, briefly I felt touched by that, where I was like, oh, I'm amazing, everyone thinks I'm amazing, this is great. And the world's got this amazing way of just like bringing you back down to the center again and just saying, listen, no one's amazing, that's not a thing, you just do what you do, and some people like it and some people don't. So.
What do you want to achieve as an artist?
I want to achieve just longevity. I want to be around for a long time, and I want to be able to look back and think of each of my records as just a point in time of what I was doing, right? So to be able to just go, oh yeah, on my fourth record, that was that one where, I don't know, I was water rafting or something, you know, whatever, but just to be able to say, okay, I made like 10 records would be great. Hi, this is SOHN saying hello from Electric Castle.